Hey everyone, I have at least 15 updates to share with you in my Florida butterfly garden and a funny story to tell, which we'll tell that a little bit later. Let's get to some of the updates. First up is I moved my alocasia right in here with my pink and red pentas and my Malaysian orchid. I think this is the perfect place for them. Their big tropical leaves fit right in here. I was able to get all 3 pots settle down in, and you can see the pots somewhat, but they're pretty well disguised by the pentas out front. So these were in the spot where I am going to plant a Jamaican caper. I haven't picked it up yet, but hopefully I'll get to the nectar maybe this weekend and get one. In this little garden section here, I had some potted plants and I decided to go ahead and put a few of them in the ground. So I planted this buddleia, which is not an invasive one. It's a cultivar that will grow beautifully but won't spread. And this blue marvel sage, which is right now just a little clump of leaves, but hopefully it will take off and show us its marvelous blue marvel self in the near future. And then right across from there in my pentas garden, I used to have a row of planters with various blooming flower perennials in them, and I moved them out because I needed more space for more pentas. Isn't that fabulous? So I moved them over here to kind of frame out my other pentas garden, and I really like how they look. I put one on either side of the Barbados cherry tree, and I can change out the plants that are in them as these ones grow or they outgrow their space. I'll move them into the ground like I just did with that buddleia and the sage, and put something fresh in there. My pentas garden is looking spectacular. Now we're going to go see how fabulously my little garden of snow and fire is coming together. So as I walk down here, just look at how lush and green it all is and how much it's filled in. You don't see near as much dirt and soil below as we used to. And it's not been that long since I moved all of these plants from my wildflower garden over to here, and then I added the little snow on the mountain shrubs. And while we're here, this one snow square stem, we saw it I think in our last video. I'm going to go ahead and trim it so it can fill out and be lower and fuller like its little friends over here. It's got one branch coming out there, so I'm going to just leave that and cut off the rest. And then it will send out more shoots there and be lower and fuller instead of that just tall stick with a little poof of flowers on the top. Also in here is that sweet little rice button aster. And at the tops of the stems, all of the flowers have gone to seed. But at the bottom, if you'll notice, it's pushing up a lot of new growth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim off the whole thing down to this, the highest flower. So everything above that, I'll trim off, and I'm just going to drop the cuttings down below. So all of these fabulous seeds will just be right below, and hopefully some of them will grow in the spring. It's such a pretty, pretty little aster. So I'm going to do like a ponytail cut. And I'll just gather it all up and I'll cut everything above my hand. Unfortunately, It's gonna take 2 hands to do that. So we'll be right back after I chop it off. Shake out, look at those seeds. Let me just shake them out and spread them around down there. It's fake wind seed dispersal. Okay, here's the part I cut off. And there's what it looks like now, freshened up. And now we'll check back and see if we get some more balloons. This is a rice button aster. And then I'm just gonna toss all those cuttings right back down there where they can decompose back into the soil, and hopefully those seeds will spread some joy, and we'll have even more of these beautiful little plants coming up in the spring. And I also want to show you, look at my snowberry. Still has the beautiful berries. And if you're new to my channel, the reason why this garden is called the Garden of Snow and Fire is because we have snowbush, snowberry, snow square stem, and firebush all in this garden together. So it just kind of got nicknamed the Garden of Snow and Fire. Although there are other friends in here that have nothing to do with fire, like tropical sage, rice button aster. There's a porterweed in here. But still, I just think that's a cool name. All right, moving on. Oh, look at the berries on my firebush. In my last video, I showed you how I collected the kunti seeds and took them in to dry them. And one of you commented about the fact that they are toxic. But I was thinking about those seeds, and they do look like little pieces of candy or something. And I thought, I'm just not going to take the chance. So I scooped them all up, and I still left them in my garden because I want the wildlife that forages for stuff like that to be able to still have them. So let me show you where I put them. They were down there, and I just scooped them up and put them right here in this little potted Passiflora palens, which isn't been doing so well. Anyway, I just thought squirrels and birds can still get to them here and eat them, but they won't be there to tempt my dogs on the ground. Okay, but this next piece of news is exciting, that it's nothing I can show you. It's something I can tell you about. Yesterday, I came out to my garden. I knew who it was before I even saw them because I could tell by its movement. It was a zebra longwing. I had a zebra longwing butterfly in my garden yesterday. So, and there's a yellow sulfur flying around right now. A Gulf fritillary flew through a little bit earlier. I haven't seen my monarch again, but I'm definitely seeing an uptick, and that is so fabulous. This is the little chrysalis we were looking at in the last video. And you can see there's definitely the brown spots. But you can also see the wings through. So we're forming. We'll find out, time will tell. But what I was noticing is when it hangs, see where it's hanging? This leaf right here is going to be in the way of its ability to drop down. So I just trimmed that off. And now it'll have space to drop down and let its wings dry. In the mornings, I come out with actually these little trimmers. And I just walk through the garden, bring the dogs out, and do some deadheading. And over here, I noticed, oh my goodness, 2 fabulous things. Actually 3. Look at this right here. See that and that? Those are Tithonia, Mexican sunflowers coming up. Must be from seed from when they were here earlier this year. And then look what's right here. A zinnia. There were zinnia, potted zinnias back here also. Must have dropped seed. And it's coming up right here in December. How fabulous is that? A zinnia and 2 Mexican sunflowers growing up in my garden from seed in December. I love it. Okay, are you guys ready for the funny story? Cindy, yes, I'm talking about you again on my channel. You posted that the tractor seat plants were covered in butterflies and you wished you could show me a picture. And so in my mind, this is what I'm imagining, that you have some kind of old farm tractor that you've turned into some kind of planter, and in the seat area you've got a bunch of flowers planted and there's butterflies all over it. That's what I'm picturing. So then No Longer Dreaming came on and commented under your post that they have one too and they love it too. And I was like, they have a old tractor with a planter in the seat also? Is this a gardening thing? So then I Googled tractor seat, and that's the name of the plant. There's a plant that's literally called tractor seat. Y'all, there's so much I don't know. There's so much I don't know. I thought that was hysterical. So immediately I went and did a Google search and found an Etsy seller that had a tractor seat plant for, I think it was $13.99, and I ordered it. So I am going to have a tractor seat plant too, and it's not an old tractor with a planter on it. It's a plant, and I can't wait to get it because it's just going to be fabulous, and every time I see it in my garden, I'm going to smile. Okay, and well, that funny story leads to this funny story, is that Andrea posted that you have a jatropha tree and how much butterflies love it and you love it. And so, did you see that red trash can? Tap the like button there. Every time you see the red trash can, it's a reminder. So then I commented back. I just got a new jatropha plant that I'm going to show in this video. And then you can look at it and see if it's the same. I didn't get a jatropha plant. I got a japonica. You know, can you see how I could make that, you know, close connection, jatropha, japonica? So I don't have a new jatropha, but I do have a jatropha, and I'll show it to you to see if it's the same as yours, Andrea. But first I'm going to show you the japonica. I saw this plant in a photo post and it had flowers on it and it was covered in butterflies, and all the people under the photo were asking, what is that plant? What is that plant? And it was this plant. So again, like I just did, I went on and found an Etsy seller who had this plant, and I got it. Mine's little, it's not flowering, but I'm gonna go show it to you. It's right over here in my little tropical area. And here it is. This, and of course, you know, of course I have the tag. I mean, who doesn't stick the tags in the pot and leave them there forever? Okay, it's of course I smeared off the thing. Fatsia japonica. I know it said japonica. So that's the plant, and apparently when it flowers, butterflies love it. So I have this new little guy. Now let me go put that back in there. Now let me go show you the jatropha. It's actually over here behind my sweet almond, which my sweet almond, look at that. It's absolutely covered in blooms, just screaming for pollinators and butterflies. But back in the corner, and I guess you could say it's a tree, because look how tall it is. Let me get back there. That is my jatropha. And I just noticed, yeah. Oh my gosh. Hang on, I'll show you something in a minute. I'm gonna reach back there and grab one and pull it over so you can see the flowers up close and see if it's the same as what you have, Andrea. But what I'm also noticing is there is a passion vine growing up all through it. Let's see if I can climb back there. Maybe if I go through here, please don't be spider webs. Every time I go in the sweet almond though, it showers. It showers its little, oh my gosh, there's another Passiflora incense. Did I say maypop before? Oh, there's another one. I'm gonna have to come back here, get all those out of there. All right, but the big one, can you see the big Passiflora incense leaf going up and wrapped around the stem of that jatropha? And it goes all the way to the top. I'll have to get back there and get that out. Well, look at that. I climbed back here. I've got all kinds of stuff in my hair. I know, next time you see me. But that's growing too. That's something. I don't know what it is, but it's something. Okay, so here is the Passiflora vine. What else? These vines usually pull out pretty easily and stay together, so I'll be able to take it in and make cuttings of it to feed the caterpillars. Oh, there, that's a big vine. Okay, there. I got a lot of it. Okay, and now here is my jatropha tree. You can see what the little flowers look like. So, and yes, a lot of butterflies love to go up to this. All right, now I'm gonna get myself out of here. Do I have stuff in my hair? I have it on my sleeve. Okay, I'm gonna go brush off and look how beautiful. We'll be back. Okay, I got the cuttings all in a floral tube and I might put them in for the zebra longwings. I'll have to check on them. My last big update I want to show you, look at my hair. I shook it all out to get all the stuff out of it and oh my gosh, I can see it. We'll hide. Okay, I'll hide behind the plant. There we go. My little babies, my polydamas swallowtail caterpillars are growing up and they're going off to pupate. So we're gonna go have a peek at them real quick. They're adorable. I don't have any paper towels in there right now because I watered the pots in there and some of the water went through and the paper towels got damp, and dampness is never good for caterpillars. So I'm just letting it dry out and then I'll put some fresh paper towels in. Okay, so here's where we are. They ate all of my potted pipe vine. I must have 15 little potted pipe vines. And this is all I have left of the 3 pots. I literally had to go out to my garden and get cuttings of pipe vine for these guys. They're at that really big size, and when they get this big, it's like having a house full of teenagers. They just eat super fast. And it's like you just can't have enough on hand for them. But on a good note, they're starting to wander off and J-hang. Or these guys are more of a comma hang. So several of the big ones are wandering and looking for that perfect spot, form their little comma, and pupate. I still do have 2 that are smaller, so I'll have a little bit more time with these guys. And if you're new here, these are my absolute favorite caterpillars to raise. They're Polydamas swallowtails, and their host plant is Aristolochia tomentosa, or woolly Dutchman's pipevine. And they're adorable. So you know in our last video how I was setting up the cuttings of the passiflora incense like this? Well, some of them took and some of them did not. And the ones that were struggling were in my Gulf fritillary enclosure. So I replaced them all with just the floral tubes with stem cuttings, and they're doing so much better. There's a lot of little Gulf fritillaries in there. I am so glad they're thriving. There's a bunch of them in here. I had to move them onto the new plant. And there's some bigger ones. Look, there's a big one. You see them right back there? So that's super exciting. I can't wait to have lots of these flying in my garden again. And let's go check on the zebra longwings. Most of the zebra longwings have pupated. There's a lot of chrysalides hanging in here, but there's still a few caterpillars too. And I cannot wait to get a bunch of these guys out and flying. Well, I told you I wanted to put this little file as like a little metal file organizer, because they like to hang down below it. Look how many of them are down there. They're so cute. And then the pentas that I put in here, some of them came over here and pupated. So that's so cool. I can't wait to see them fluttering around. If you enjoyed this video, please take a minute and tap the subscribe button. If you want more or want to see how my garden got to this point, consider joining the Milkweed Crew. Information about that is in the description section of every video. This is my 5th season wrapping up. I'll be starting season 6 soon. And if you want to see my videos from my first season, season 2, season 3, season 4, they're all in the members only videos, because those are older things I did before. I've learned a lot since then, and I do things differently now. But they're interesting to watch, to see how I got from what this backyard was to what it is now. And to do that, you need to join the Milkweed Crew. Only $4.99 a month, and it helps support my channel, helps keep me doing what I'm doing, which the intention is to inspire people to plant plants that are perfect for butterflies, and get more butterflies out into the world and put a little bit of habitat back on this planet. And I will see you in my next video. Y'all, I'm sitting out here editing my video, and look who is enjoying my red pentas. So I don't So I thought I'd hurry up and capture a little video of this. I'll hook it on to the end. Oh my gosh, my butterflies are coming back, y'all. They're coming back.